Welcome to the Joe Benjamin podcast. I am Joe Benjamin, the author of The Work Inside. You can find more about that book from theworkinside.com. Now, if you're watching or listening to this podcast from YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're going to be bringing a lot more uplifting content that will certainly change your life. If you're watching us on YouTube, remember, we have this available in other formats on audio around all the podcasting platforms that are there. So make sure you're subscribed so that you never miss an episode that comes your way. Today, I want to talk about something that I believe is very fundamental, and I want to talk about failure. Failure. Right now, for many people, failure is something that stops them from moving forward. Failure is something that causes them to get emotional, stressed out, anxious. And for most people, when they fail at something, they fail to be able to move forward. So today I want to show you how you can actually move forward by looking differently at what failure truly is. So I'm going to be bringing a lot more teaching and enlightenment around all these areas. Some of you know that I have been off social media and off the airwaves, off YouTube, off Facebook, all of these platforms, because there was something that I was working on. It's called The Work Inside. And I'm going to share more about my journey where I went over 90 days working just on the inside. Because you need to understand this, that you are just as good as the engine that runs you. See, for most people, they are good at making a big show, a big outside show. That's why there's makeup. That's why there's fake this and fake tan, all of this, because people are mostly fixated by the outside and not so much by fixing the inside. Now, how can you fix others when you are broken? It's impossible for you to be able to bring change in your life, let alone in the lives of others, if you are walking as a broken person. So, what you need to do is to look at yourself, check yourself out first, see what areas of your life need healing. And when you're able to identify those, work on those areas, and come out alive, different as a changed person, now I can tell you, my friend, you are ready to change the world. I want you to do me a favor, share this podcast with somebody. If you find the stuff that we share and we teach around here to be bringing light into your life, they're enlightening to you, they're bringing revelation to you, go right ahead, share this podcast, tell somebody that there's something that can change your life. I'm going to be focusing on personal transformation and personal growth, personal development over the next few months and weeks and years, because I believe that personal growth is something that you need to be working on for the rest of your life, because your current state, your present state, your current bank balance, your current mental state, your current emotional state is hinged or based off who you truly are on the inside. I hope that makes sense to you. See, if you take a lemon and you squeeze out a lemon, you are not going to get orange juice. All you're going to get is lemon juice. Why? Because you've just squeezed a lemon. Now, in this world that we're living in, people are squeezing lemons, expecting to get orange juice. It's not going to happen. So I believe that the honors of responsibility of this, your life in this issue, is to do with you and how you can work on the inside so that you can be an all-rounded person. And yes, indeed, it's absolutely possible for you to change your life from the inside going out. rather than doing it the other way around. And I went through that journey, and I'm going to be sharing that with you over the next few days. But today, I just want to focus on failure. Now, many people, when they fail in life, when they are not able to succeed at something in life, it brings a lot of resentment and pain and bitterness because it's how you look at failure. Now, I remember when I was young and I was still in primary school, and in a way, I'm still kind of funny and still a bit touchy about this. And if you went through the same experience, you'll be able to testify. I I think I was in fifth grade, and when we did our exams, so every end of the year would have an exam just to see how somebody's doing. So I went through that exam and I didn't do well. And I believe I've been struggling, in my education for that whole year. And of course, my parents, my dad and my mom, they were concerned that, at fifth grade, there's some basic things that I couldn't do. And guess what my dad did? He had a word with the school, and they said, "I want Joe to repeat grade 5." So I repeated one of my primary years. And even like I said, I'm still a little bit, uh, touched about it, touchy about it, right? But in hindsight, I can get it. I can understand why that had to be done. But at that time, I did not understand it at all because I was thinking, my goodness, it's so embarrassing. I'm going to be learning with people that I saw that were in a year younger than me. And when you're still a kid, it's just small, things like this can really be embarrassing for you. So anyway, well, the decision was made. I wasn't happy with it. I told my dad, listen, I really don't want to go back, but I had no choice. And but now when I look back as I'm older, I can see why that had to be done. There's some things, some fundamentals that I needed to learn. And going through that process, I learned something very important: not to play around with school, all right, to be very serious when you're doing your school work. Where I'd maybe wasted time doing some things that I shouldn't have done, I changed. So that episode of me changing because of the failure that I had done gave me a lot of wisdom. It gave me a lot of uh, education as to what I should do and what I shouldn't do. You see, many times for school kids, you play around with your friends. You're not serious with your schoolwork because you don't know the consequences of doing that. But this lesson really taught me something that was really huge that I'll never forget. And I'll tell you this: when I went to my grade 6, I was getting to top of the class. When I went to grade 7, I got my what do you call it? Grade 7 results that you get, and in order for you to be very, very good, you have to get like 4 points. I had 6 points, which was really astonishing for my parents. Like, wow, how did Joe get 6 points? Because 4 is the best, is the highest you could ever get. I had 6, which wasn't bad at all. Uh, but how did I learn to do that? It came from having to go through failure, knowing what it feels like, and then being able to progress and do better. Now, later on in life, I went on not only just to do well in my GCSEs, and even went on to go to university. I went into dentistry. I quit dentistry now, but I was in dentistry before, and I did well. See, and where did that come from? From that failure that I had when I was in grade 5. Make sense? So that's what I want to share with you today, that failure is not final. So if you're watching this, I want you to make a note of this. Type it down somewhere. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, type in the comments. Failure is not final. There is nothing about failure that you can't come out of. Every bit of failure that you experience in your life gives you an opportunity. Every occasion of failure gives you an opportunity to come out as a different person, to come out and relook at life again. That's what happened to me. So the name of this podcast is The University of Failure. All right. So that's what I'm talking about today. That did you know that failure is actually a university? Failure is actually a training. And when you go through failure, when you go through the training and the university of failure, do you know what diploma you get? The diploma that you get is called wisdom. All right. That's what you get. You get the diploma of wisdom, which means you now know what works, what doesn't work, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, how you should do it. But here's the thing. In order for you to be successful, you need to use failure as fuel. See, for most people, when they fail, fear creeps in. They get frustrated. They don't know what to do next. They think, I'm never going to do this again. I'm never going to try again. But I want you to flip the switch in your mind about how you think about failure. Failure shows you the number of things that you can't do a certain way. All right. But it also gives you an opportunity to reflect on how you could do some things a different way. That's what failure does. So failure is a beautiful thing. You heard what I just said? Failure is a beautiful thing. Failure just means one thing. Failure means that you have tried. And that's a beautiful thing. Failure means that you've actually attempted to do something. And the worst thing that could ever happen to an individual, to a person, is a person who dies without even trying. I think it is 50 Cent who said, get rich or die trying. It feels better. It's better to try, die trying than just sitting there and doing nothing. Because when you sit there and you do nothing, that means you're defeated even before you start. But do you know what your success needs from you? It needs you to try again. And it needs you not to be afraid of failure at all. So I want you to look at failure in the face. Look at failure straight head on and say that I am not a failure. I want you to see failure as an episode of learning as opposed to be you embodying that failure. See, many people when they fail, they say, "Oh, I'm a failure. I failed in school. I failed in my marriage. I failed in my business. I failed." See, every lesson that you get from the university of failure is helping you to be a better person in the next episode. I was watching some years back, and Steve Harvey used to do these marriage. He's done like relationship coaching and counseling and things like that, right? So I think he has a book on dating and relationships. So because Steve Harvey has been divorced and has had failed marriage in the past. So one of the questions that people were asking him, and they were saying to him, why should we listen to you when you have had a failed marriage? What can you tell us? What can you tell us when you have had a failed marriage? We can't listen to you. And he said, the failed marriage that I had taught me how to be a better husband, a better person, a better dad. So I want to encourage you today. Whatever you have failed to do in life is the university, is the tuition See, failure is the tuition. See, because whenever you fail, there's a price to pay. Sometimes it's time, sometimes you lose time, you lose money, sometimes you lose friends, you lose relationships, sometimes you can even get hurt in the process. But that's the tuition in this university of failure. So flip the script, look at it differently. I remember when we were uh, finding a way to market our business. So one of the things that I do, Josie and I, is we run Opulent Books. Now, in Opulent Books, we help people to uh, publish and profit from their books. So we literally help you through the whole process of writing your book until you're a published author. And in the last few months, we've helped a ton of authors to get their books out. So one of the things that we wanted to do was to figure out a way to reach out to more people and offer them the service that we provide, which is a great service. We can literally help you in a done for you service. Do the whole shebang: proofreading, formatting the book, everything. Amazon, everything. It's a beautiful service, but the challenge was, okay, how can we get more people to know this? So we've tried a number of things. We tried word of mouth. We tried organic marketing, TikTok, um, Reels, Instagram, everything, right? Even networking with a local networking organization. But every time we try something, I would learn something about that thing that I tried. I would learn that, okay, this didn't work. Oh, I've done this. Oh, we got 2 clients. Okay, awesome. What if we times 10 it, we exit, we increase it, we multiply by 10? Well, how will that work? Then, of course, we've also tried Facebook ads, and we seem to have got more out of Facebook ads running that business, right? Getting the word out. But in order for us to land on Facebook ads, which work really well, and which is what our primary source of getting clients, we had to fail at doing it a different way. See that? So think about this. If we'd have started off saying, okay, I need to get our business out, I need to tell people, get the word out. We tried word of mouth and it's not working. And we say, oh, we failed. Huh? We failed. Nobody wants our service. Maybe this service is not good enough, whatever, or we are a failure. Remember, I said, you are not a failure. You may go through episodes of failing at something, relationship, failed relationship, failing as a father, failing as a husband, failing as a businessman, failing as an individual, but it does not make you a failure. You are not a failure and you will not fail. But here's the key. Here's the secret of not failing: trying again. Trying again. That's really what you need to do. When you try to do something, it doesn't work, go ahead, try it again. Try it a different way. Try it in a different place. Try it with different people. Try that relationship with a different person. Watch and see how you'll flourish. But you are required in that process of trying again, because success needs your faith, your hope, your tenacity, your resilience. See that? And these are all things that you learn through failure. When you fail, you learn how to be resilient. You learn how to try again. You learn how to do things faster, quicker. So failure is a beautiful thing. I hope this serves you. I hope this word really helps you to look at failure in a different way. The university of failure is essential, because through that, you will know what works, what doesn't work, what I need to do, what I need to quit doing, how to do it, when to do it, and all of those things. So if you're going through that university right now, listen, the tuition is the price to pay for you to come out with a degree, with a diploma of wisdom. So If you failed in anything in your life, I want to encourage you, go and try again. Try that again, whatever it may be. You failed in school, failed in a marriage, failed in your first business, failed in anything, go and try again, because it's all about trying, second chances, and then you'll be able to achieve the results that you want to see. All right, so that's today's podcast for you. I hope you find this helpful and useful. Listen, if you want to get more about my book, The Work Inside, go to our website, theworkinside.com. You'll be able to get updates that are coming about the book coming soon, and also behind the scenes, because I'm going to be taking you through the journey of writing that book, putting the content together, and also the journey of my personal transformation. In order for me to write that book, I've gone through a whole journey of personal transformation that I want to share with you. So, theworkinside.com, that's the website that you need to get yourself subscribed. And as always, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you follow, you subscribe, and you turn on notifications so you don't miss any episodes that are going to be coming to you. This podcast will be a weekly podcast coming to you every week through video and also other audio channels online. Thank you again for taking time to listen, share this. If this has been a blessing to you, if this has really opened your eyes to see things a different way, go right ahead, share this with somebody else so that we can bless the world one person at a time. I'm your host, Joe Benjamin, checking out. Remember, failure is not final.